Okay, is there a twist in the tail? Not in the match, which it did seem like at one moment, but then eventually SRH winning with ease. But twist in the tail in terms of the prospect of Chennai Super Kings. 2 losses in a row, who would have thought after the fantastic start that the team had. But if you're a CSK fan, worry not, because Siddharth, who is a fellow CSK fan, is going to make you feel much better because he has a mid-slump theory. What is the theory?
I mean,
what's the formula?
You start well, okay. CSK always starts well, but then they endure a mid-season slump, which includes losing very badly away, kind of also shaky at home as well. So you have reached that particular period of time now. After 2 good games, you lost 2 away now. Your next game is at home. So for 3 to 4 games, at least in every IPL season, if you look at it, barring 2011, where you won all your home games, away you are always dodgy in that sense. So 2 home.
71% I think win percentage at home.
Yeah, but then away I'm saying.
Yeah.
Away you will have a slump. Now you're in the middle of, you lost to DC.
But my question being, while it's called, as you call it, or you've coined it, whatever it is, the mid-season slump. But it's not mid-season yet. So is this a pre-mid-season slump?
No.
Mid-season slump. It is kind of.
Or is it the precursor to the mid-season slump?
See, 18 matches are up. Okay.
But mid-season will be, it's not mid-season.
This time. It begins at this time.
70 odd matches, you're not
playing every day. Man.
But it's not.
He may mean to say that it's starting now. It will carry on till a substantial amount of time, which will then count
3-4 games more after this.
So it's like quarter season slump.
Maybe a quarter.
And will there be a mid-season slump also? Because if going by those estimates, and it must be a pattern or an analysis that you have in mind. So this looks like the precursor to the mid-season slump that is yet to come. You add the 2 together, it looks like a whole lot of problems.
It is problems. I mean, if you're not saying that this CSK team doesn't have any problems, it's taken only 2 games. For that castle to finally say that, okay, it's just made out of paper, there are a lot of holes to build in it.
No, I don't agree with you. I think they're still one of the strongest teams. And the only one reason, at least for today, and that's why I say that if you are a CSK fan, you shouldn't worry much. Despite the theory of mid-season slump or the quarter season slump as Siddharth has, the fact is they were missing 2 of their better bowlers today.
Yes.
In a Mustafizur, who has gone to get his visa done, and if it is going to take any more time, I won't be surprised if one of the CSK CEOs or MS calls up some US embassy somewhere in Bangladesh or tries to get it done early. He and then Patirana with the niggle. I think without them, they look like this. Of course, that's not the only reason they lost. And what we're going to do today is break it down into 3 reasons that I have identified. What I'm going to do is, I will leave those reasons one by one. And then we will finish.
But I think MS really can play a role over here because he does know a fair bit of Bengali. He can call up the folks over there and speak in Bengali and get the job done.
He doesn't know Bengali.
He does, buddy.
No.
Yes.
Why didn't he then translate Mustafizur's man of the match statement then, if he was there? He can understand, he can't translate.
Yes.
He can understand.
That's what I was just going to say. He understands because he worked in Kharagpur station.
Yes.
And because of plenty of...
so that's enough now. He'll get the job done. He'll get the job done.
You don't want lost in translation bits, please.
Well, you get his sentiment. I'm not literally saying he'll pick up the phone. Obviously, he won't pick up the phone. Just get his sentiment. Basically, the point being that they would want him back early. Hopefully, his work would have been done. He'll be available for the next match. We don't know about Patirana, what his status is, but they're clearly missing him.
He was supposed to fly in today. I'm not sure whether he has. Because the question was whether he would fly in time for the match and would he be then, let's say, not fatigued enough to get off the plane and play the match also. But I'm pretty certain he was supposed to fly today.
No, he was going to miss this game. It was 100% confirmed that he was not going to play in this game. He is probably available for selection for the KKR game. That's on Monday.
Yeah, to be fair, they lost the last game also with those 2 bowlers around. To be fair, so that's not that they cannot lose, but I'm saying this another hiccup, also not having 2 best bowlers, but they have a few other problems, as I said.
One of the bowlers that definitely missed today in Fizz. Definitely they missed him today. Fizz's record over here is very impressive.
He's played here.
He's played here, exactly.
Okay,
He's
yeah.
played here. He's got a very good record here. Today's sluggish wicket as well would have suited him if the cutters of the
A
Hyderabad.
Cummins or a Nutcut had that much of grip, a Mustafizur would have
Exactly.
generally ensured that instead of 18.1, you would have at least dragged it to the very last ball.
And he's already shown us in the tournament that how good he can be and how deceptive he can be taking the pace off the ball. He's already picked up wickets
7
of
wickets.
set batsmen like that. Second highest, I think he is at the moment. I don't know if
he
this.
is the number one. I think
He's second now, I think.
Is it?
I think he's second now with 7 wickets, no?
Yeah. 7
Anyhow,
wickets. So,
Okay, 3 reasons that I will put CSK's loss down to, and of course those are my reasons, so you're free to agree or disagree. We'll also take a few questions. Let's take one quickly. We've got one question. Let's take, break the norm and take one. Maybe it'll give us an idea of what, folks at the moment are feeling. But what we're going to do is get a structure to our discussion this evening, and I'm going to list 3 reasons, and let's see if those are the reasons why CSK lost today. Okay, let's quickly take one from Shivanshu, who says, why Jaddu isn't scrutinized same as others? He's 35, his T20 numbers not great either, especially as a batsman, not a 4-over bowler, yet he is default in T20. Shivanshu, very valid point. And if you've been watching our show, this is something that I raise, and that will lead me to a few more questions that I'll be asked today, which is why I have said it previously. If you put a gun to my head and ask me to pick one player in the Indian team as a spin bowling all-rounder, between an Akshar and a Jadeja,
it's an Aksar for you.
I'm going with Akshar.
AXA.
I'm going with Akshar. That's what I'm going to do. So, but we're going to spend time talking about that as we move into the discussion. We'll take one more quick comment. That there was one more, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's take one more. Okay. Shaurya Nanda says IPL is a tournament which is as fickle and unpredictable as it can. There are no favorites per se. Any team can beat any team.
Absolutely. I mean, see, you are not, no team in the history of IPL has ever gone through undefeated. So, that is true. It can happen anytime. A team can get beaten unexpectedly or expectedly also. When CSK made 165, you knew that they were about 30 runs short.
But funny, we're talking about any team can beat any team. Any team can beat any team from any situation. We're talking just 24 hours after we witnessed something like that. Punjab, who nobody gave a chance, did pull off that unlikely win last evening.
Next
What a
time when
performance.
we predict teams, all of us should not agree on the same thing. Because for 2 straight games, we have all picked one team to win and they have lost.
No, but I'm sure there must have been an occasion where we all agreed and that team won.
Must have been RCB PBKs.
I'm sure Chennai first game.
First game as well. No, Siddharth has been backing RCB.
Yeah.
He's backed RCB for 3 games now. Or 4.
I backed them for 4.
All.
They won 1.
All.
Yeah.
He's on a mission
But that is changing.
to win back the RCB.
Yeah, that
Oh,
is.
that's
He's on a
changing.
mission.
Siddharth losing
On
respect in
April-
my eyes at least.
On April 11th, it's changing. It's changing.
So that this is some secret reverse jinx that
I
you
mean,
have.
if you give me a choice between Mumbai and RCB, why would I give me 2 reasons why I should choose RCB? Give me 2.
I don't know. You had no reasons to choose RCB over CSK as well, but you did. So I don't know.
I mean,
You've chosen them even when they don't make it to the top 4 for you, and you back them in all 4 games. That is the form for a team that should finish in the top 4, no?
no.
Why?
I mean,
Do they also have a mid-season slump theory?
no, they have a full season slump also.
Still
That
you
is
back-
RCB for you.
still you back them.
See, you want to back them. Even if they lose, it doesn't hurt me. Even if they win, it doesn't make an iota of difference for me. See, RCB, you have to be 2 things. Incredibly foolish or incredibly brave to back them.
You putting yourself in the latter.
I am putting in both.
You're-
According to people.
No, what are you? Because
I am incredibly brave. I am incredibly
He's
brave.
like,
but
we're
I
doing
do-
both.
first 4 matches.
Yeah, and I have gotten it right on one occasion.
But others should be the judge of what they think you are.
That's the problem.
Or people could say you being foolishly brave.
Okay, maybe combination of both. Foolishly brave. See, it might change even tomorrow, but it will definitely change on April 11th. Because, boy, sentimental favourite is always Mumbai when it comes to clashes with RCB. That's why for 3 years I have been undergoing hell.
That means nothing, Siddharth. Your all-time favorite is CSK. Yet you picked RCB. So just because Mumbai is sentimental favorite, I'm not sure you may yet pick RCB.
The only time I understood him backing RCB was the first match. That law of averages, okay, after what, since 2008, maybe the first time, at some point that jinx would be broken, right?
Yeah.
You expect an RCB win at some point.
No.
Like MS said, certain records are meant to be broken. You've not lost to Pakistan, but at some point you will.
No, but again,
You
look,
see the teams now. You saw the teams. You saw everything.
I'm saying that's the
that,
only
right?
point I will. Okay, because his logic was not cricketing. His logic was law of averages, more
no,
mathematical.
Again, see, who beat CSK in 2008? It was Rahul Dravid and Anil Kumble, two guys who would not even fit into the T20 template at that point. But yet they beat them. Since then, Twitter has turned a decade old. Facebook is 2 decades old. We had 5G, 4G coming in, but RCB have still not won. So somewhere down the line, I didn't.
We've had you change your heart.
No. What change of heart?
You've suddenly started backing RCB.
No. I have never backed a team in this IPL 2024 for strict reasons. And yes, I will get more freedom and liberty to ensure that whatever team I pick, I criticize it or I praise it without any bias. That's a simple mantra for me in 2024.
Okay, let's get back to the team. Well, we
CSK.
finished the whole show doing about RCB.
No,
Today is CSK and SRH.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the 3 reasons I have listed for CSK's loss. You can agree, disagree, or at the end of the 3 reasons, pick a 4th one also. Entirely your choice.
All of the above.
Or all of the.
No, 5th option.
I have gone with all of the above.
Okay.
So I'm picking all. You could go with 1, 2, all of the above, or none.
Or
and have a
4th.
4th, 5th, 6th of your own.
Cool.
Whatever it is. We'll go
I like
one
the
by one.
rules.
Step by step.
I like the rules, yeah.
Look, let's go step by step. First reason, while this still wasn't the belter of a track that we saw in the first game, because that was on a red soil pitch, this was a black soil pitch, we knew that. And anyway, 277 is such a massive score, it's only happened once in the history. There was no chance any team would match it, at least not so early. Of course, in the future they do, not so early. That was a given, but it was still not even in the vicinity, not even in the ballpark, this pitch. That is what the report suggested. We somehow knew that, right? Having said that, I still feel that they did not get enough runs. 160 odd on this pitch wasn't going to be good enough, especially knowing fully well that the weaker area of SRH is their bowling, right? So you needed to maximize that. And the strength is SRH's batting. So even you got to add another 10-15 runs above par. Firstly, it was below par. You will need to add at least 10-15 above par to neutralize that to give yourself the best chance. Now, the problem is when you know that and you have a batting lineup, dare I say this is, I think alongside KKR, if I'm not mistaken, the deepest that any team bats. They're batting till number 10. Tushar Deshpande comes in at 10 and he can bat rather well too, at least those, especially in the position that he is where you only get 7, 8, 10 balls sometimes, or a Deepak Chahar, all of them can. So the deepest batting lineup and quite explosive in the second half of their batting, starting with an MS Dhoni and from there on only, right? It's an explosive lower half batting. It's not even, you're saying, some kind of a lower order batting which can stick around like an Ishant Sharma like Test cricket. These are all good dashers who can tonk it. So you have explosiveness towards the second half batting till 10. When you know, your basic game plan has to be that whatever the conditions, yes, you have to adjust to a condition. You need to understand 277 you will play at 200 strike rate, but if it's a 180 pitch, then I play at a 140, 50, 60 strike, whatever. That basic understanding has to be there. So first thing has to be that you go all out attacking. My point is you got multiple batters not really reaching up to the par strike rate. That was an issue. When you have batting till 10, why doesn't everyone show that intent without worrying too much about consolidation? More often than not, this Chennai batting lineup will never be utilized. Batting till 10, how many times will that happen? So if that's the case, optimum utilization of resources, bat aggressively. Today, reason number 1 is that intent missing from the Chennai team based on the team composition they have. That's reason number 1. You could agree.
No, but those can be 2 different reasons, right?
No,
one
intent.
can be composition, I agree.
No, I'm not getting to composition.
But in
Intent.
lack of intent, yeah.
So we're just talking reason
Lack of
number
intent.
1, lack of intent. No, intent in, the reason I'm talking about intent is because of the composition. Now, if you're only 5 batting team, then your intent will be questioned differently.
Okay,
right?
that way.
So, but right now the first point is lack of intent. Did you see that? No, that wasn't the
I
reason.
mean, we have seen it for 2 games now. Lack of intent.
Is that also reason number one?
That is prime reason number 1 for me, because let's go up, Pawan. I want to be just doubly sure with the strike rate. 133, 123, 116. And also if you look at number 6, 180. In a batting lineup that has 10 batters. Okay, the remainder of the 3, they are notional. They offer you the bat and all that, that's a bonus. But until number 10, you have a batting. What justifies 133, 123 and 116? And there is one player missing in this. We spoke about Mustafizur's niggle. We spoke about, Patirana's niggle and Mustafizur's absence. There is one name who won't come until May. Evan Conway.
Yeah.
Now, what has been CSK's template ever since 2023? Conway used to give you the aggressive starts. Rituraj would be the accumulator and then carry on towards the end if he stayed.
Was it? I always felt the other way.
No,
Because
Conway was an aggressor.
No, Rituraj could have been quite aggressive on occasion.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that both could
Complemented
then
each.
complement.
If Conway decided to buckle down, Rituraj would have.
Correct.
Because
that understanding was
if I remember correctly, last year, barring the first 2 matches in which Conway gave you runs, after that runs dried up for him, and it was Ruturaj Gaikwad who then ensured. Was he not the highest run getter for CSK last year? I think he was.
He might have been. He might have been one
So
of the
he,
key-
he did assume responsibility then.
But here, see, the complementing factor is there. If Rituraj drops anchor, Conway will attack. If Conway drops anchor, Rituraj will attack. Here, he is trying to adjust to a new partner. Okay, in Rachin Ravindra. Ravindra got off to a great start against RCB, also got off to a decent start against GT. Okay, that time the batting looked smooth. Where is your enforcer at the top of the order? Who can go for it? And what's hurt them more? Conway's absence. On top of that, Ajinkya Rahane. 2 games now, he struggled to switch gears.
The only enforcer they have is Dube.
And I'll extend upon the composition that is there.
With love wicket.
On what count is the CSK management telling Daryl Mitchell to bat at number 6? He's never been a number 6.
So if he had batted at number 3, what would have happened? You would have got 180 runs.
So, but the time that
He's also the same league.
No, but
Same.
the time that he was purchased at the auction, I remember we slotted him at 4.
Three
At
or
best,
four.
3-4.
Correct, but you're not. The problem will remain. You will still not have an enforcer. He's not an enforcer. That's my point.
Which I
That's
think
my
they're
See,
point.
not
the
giving him
way
credit
he was
for.
playing in the World Cup and given the surfaces, the expectation was.
You're watching the 50 over, yeah. In 50 over cricket, even KL Rahul is ahead of the required strike rate, yeah. 50 over cricket is different.
Agreed,
T20,
but-
he's never been that T20 enforcer.
See, there is
You need
legitimacy
200
now.
strike rate players. That's not what they have.
But so is Ajinkya Rahane.
Exactly my point. So I'm not defending
Yeah.
him, but I'm saying it's the same thing.
But it's gotten even more legitimacy now because.
But
he's
there's only
batted in the
so
wrong
many
position.
questions you can raise on Ajinkya, somebody who finished with a strike rate of over 165-70 last year.
But you have to.
You
also
can
understand-
question Ajinkya Rahane for the fact that he spent time in the middle and then did not give you the
Look,
runs.
That strike rate and those number of runs has got a pattern there also. 2 big Manhattans, but then small apartments in the middle. That is how Rahane, and when he hit that 71 of 29, 50 of 18, he did Mumbai and Kolkata.
Yeah.
Your strike rate remained at an optimum even if you had failures, and it's not as if he's had a 8 of 13, he had a 18 of 11, he had a 20 of 15, he had a 10 of 7. So strike rate never deteriorated to that extent because 2 big knocks were there which raised it to the stratosphere for Ajinkya Rahane.
But I'm saying if those are match winning knocks, I'll take it, right?
Yeah, but he came into that IPL in a different mood. You know that he's not having a great time in domestic cricket.
Yes.
Hasn't had a great time. I think all of that makes a difference. Anyway, whatever the potential is apart, today I want to know, for you, that's a primary reason.
Prime
number
reason
one.
number one.
For me also, that's reason number 1, the lack of intent. Harshit, to you.
Yes, if I don't have a list of reasons why they lost, but definitely.
No, I'll bring the list.
Yeah, so but definitely of the many reasons that exist at the moment, number one has to be there weren't enough runs on the board, and there weren't enough runs on the board because for the second match in succession, you saw the top order fail to capitalize in the power play. They were guilty of that against Delhi. Questions to be asked of the foreign batters primarily because Rachin looked good the first two games, getting those quick fire 40 odds. But after that, last two matches, him, Mitchell, last match Dubey also wasn't firing as much. So the fact that for two matches now, including today, CSK could not make use of the power play, I think that's more or less where the game was killed for them.
And a damning indictment also. Rituraj 123 and Rachin at 133.
Yes.
Converse
Today,
with the SRH
the
guys.
saving grace perhaps is Shivam Dubey, who's the only, I think, batter
Always
who batted.
the saving grace.
Again, the only exception being last match where he also was at sixes and sevens, but he's allowed a game. He's allowed a game.
It was that middle order and the top order failure that ensured a total of 190 was made to look like 290. Look at the strike rates in the previous game. Ravindra was 2 of 12 in a chase of 190. Look at Rahane. Dubey, scoreboard pressure, he couldn't accelerate. Delhi bowled to a plan to Shivam Dubey. That is why, look at how Abhishek Sharma did it. Every game he is taking the game away in the power play. Every match.
But today though, incredible. 300
Incredible.
strike. 300 strike rate.
But I must say, yeah, I'm not taking anything away from him. He was aided by some very mediocre bowling.
We'll get to
Very,
that
very
later.
mediocre
We'll get
bowling.
to that
And
later,
okay.
but it's not that Sunrisers
27 of those
runs.
27 of those runs came in just one
And,
over.
agree.
and,
I
and
agree.
another reason for not picking a Moeen Ali. He dropped him on 0. And Moeen's been a terrible fielder along with Mahesh Dixit. So that is why Dad's Army, for 5 years, the team was living on a novelty. In 2024, there is a fear that they may be brutally exposed by the planning that they had. And of course, I'll add reason number 4 also, but that's something.
That's it. We'll get to it one by one. So, as soon as you said reason number 4,
And we are all force.
the mic said,
Then-
boss, I don't want to work anymore. You've already gone half an hour, you just not finished.
It is the
reason
first
1.
reason.
I'm not going so far as reason number 4. So don't scare.
But it always happens with you. You have the most mic drops in sports today.
Mic drop? That's a good
Yeah.
That's a good thing to have then.
You have the most mic drops.
Mic drop.
Slightly behind. Acha, behind. Harshit is
Slightly behind.
He's leading.
Slightly behind.
But mine after.
It's like DC and MI at this point. Battle of the table
Table
laggards.
laggards.
Yeah.
Okay, reason number 2. I'm glad we could agree on reason number 1. Reason number 2, I do have a feeling that there will be disagreements here, is
Save it for
MS
later then.
Dhoni's batting position. Well, I'll give you the reason behind it. Today, it seemed like we were talking about Abhishek Sharma giving that start, whatever the reason, whatever. It seemed like from the start, SRH was runaway winners. But you know what? 13th over, I was seeing the head-to-head score, 14th over, by which time we were all feeling it's done because not too many runs to get. They were neck and neck, CSK as well as SRH, till the 13th over. So I've taken into account the power play, I've taken into account everything, and they were neck and neck. Both teams were neck and neck. What does that tell you? CSK, more than the top order intent, lost it in the lower half. How many runs did they get in the last 5 overs? 38. 38 runs in the last 5 overs is what CSK managed. So my point is, when you were talking about that batting position for a Darryl Mitchell, I don't think he needed to be there. He didn't need to come. Yes, you didn't get him. Either get him at 3 or 4 at that time. If you not got him, shouldn't be there. Ravindra Jadeja shouldn't have been there. My role for MS Dhoni is, what's the point of him coming for the 3 balls? Just for the crowd to just get a glimpse of him and show all the...
But where does he bat then in this batting order?
I'm just telling
Wait,
you,
wait.
where you've got all the banners.
Came all the way for only Taha.
Abhi na jao, chhod ke dil bhara nahi, and came all just seeing your sight and all. That's all great. Yes, you'll get to see his sight while he's wicket keeping also. No, I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking for the receptions all the time, which is great. He's an asset to my team. I'm going to utilize him to the optimum. What is a team? You have different weapons, and now you have to find the perfect way of using each of the weapon. He's a weapon that I have. He showed you in the last game that he still has that explosiveness. I will trust him with that explosiveness more than a Ravindra Jadeja, more than a Darren Mitchell in terms of explosiveness. I don't think he's the guy. Yes, if wickets had fallen and you need someone to consolidate, and at that like 10th, 11th, 12th over or 13th over you need someone, okay fine, you send a Jadeja or you send a Darren. But if it's towards the, just show me, go down to the thing, exact time that he comes out to bat, Ravindra Jadeja comes out to bat, he comes out to bat at the fall of Rahane's, which is 16th over he comes. 16th over. Now, if you have reached that level, it's the last 4 overs going, right? 4-5 overs remaining. I want an MS Dhoni to come, because in that 30 deliveries, he'll get to face half of it, which is about 15. He can push that strike rate, or has the capability of pushing that strike rate much higher than a Jadeja, than a Darren Mitchell. Consolidation, Darren Mitchell, Jadeja would do it better. Earlier, if you've lost quick wickets, bring them. But in this situation, bring a Dhoni. He would have had that explosiveness. After him, I would even dare say that I'll go with a Moeen Ali after that. Explosive. Yes, there's a chance he fails. He gets out for 0, gets out for 5, gets out for 6, whatever Dhoni, and Moeen doesn't work. Then, of course, I go to my plan B, which is a Jadeja or a Darren Mitchell, and they give me those runs, is another thing. But at that moment, Dhoni needs to come out to bat. I said it last game. When he came out to bat, the game was done and dusted versus Delhi. Whatever runs he got was great for a highlight package, didn't help his team win. But he could have made a difference had he come in slightly earlier in that situation. Who knows, things could have changed. But even if you don't want him to come with 6 overs remaining, at least with 4 odd overs remaining, please let it be Dhoni. He could have taken you to a 185, and towards the end it was getting tricky. Who knows, 185, different sort of pressure. Despite the great start that SRH had, could have been different. So MS Dhoni, I'm not saying have a fixed position for him. Look at the situation. When there are about 4-5 overs, MS is the guy to go in. He can get me explosiveness. I'm not going to be fixated by he's number 7, so he will bat at 7, even if it means going out for 3 more. So that is reason number 2 for me.
Okay.
This time he can go first.
Okay, he can go.
I don't quite agree with
reason number 2.
With reason number 2. In full agreement as far as reason 1 was concerned, but reason 2, I don't think there is anything wrong with Dhoni batting where he's batting.
3 balls.
It could have been 6, 7, 8, whatever it is.
So
but
it could have been, so make it happen.
No, but then
6,
wickets
7,
have
8,
to
9,
fall
10.
in that manner. No, but I'm not.
I'm falling. The first Ajinkya Rahane fell on the 16th over. Jadeja came. Okay, you didn't want to send him.
I wouldn't have had him, and I have my reasons why I wouldn't have wanted him to come. Let's say in the 15th over. You're saying you're fine having him, let's say, come at number 5 then?
I would have had him in the 13th over as soon as
Dubey
got out.
Yeah, Dubey.
14th over, I would have got him.
So I look at multiple
because 14
reasons.
is how many overs remaining?
6 overs remaining.
6, so that's
36 balls.
36 balls, 18 balls, 18, 20 balls for Dhoni. Perfect.
So 4 down Mahendra Singh Dhoni. You say 4
in the situation.
In the situation, 4 down Mahendra Singh.
No fixed spot for him. Situation.
I'm just going by, I think, multiple reasons why I see why the franchise has gone with the Mahendra Singh Dhoni at number 7, 8, and we've seen that happen for a few seasons now. I'm just going by, let's say, his numbers. And if, let's say, you're expecting somebody to bat at 4, 5, let's say, as you go.
I'm not even looking position.
Are we looking at least?
Timing.
Are we at least? But a number 5. You're looking at, if Mahendra Singh Dhoni is coming out to bat at number 5, you're looking at least about a 300 run season, I think, from Mahendra Singh Dhoni with the bat. That's not happened in the last 4 years.
No, Baba. I'm not looking at any run season. Assuming that the top order, let's say Rachin Ravindra, your Gaikwad, Ajinkya Rahane, Shivam Dube. Your top 4 are in explosive form. They are batting till whatever 15, 16 over. They are only batting, getting you amazing starts. Right, majority of the games. Let's say 50% of the game. That's done. That anyway eliminates 50% of the game because the top order has done the job. Now you send Tom, Dick, or Harry, anyway, it doesn't really matter, right? Now you only left with those half the games. In half the games also there will be certain situation where MS will come and fail. Cut down even half. So there will only be half where he can succeed, right? So the sample size become less. So I'm not looking at a fixed number. Again, nothing of that sort in mind. That 300 run doesn't matter. It could be just 2 or 3 cameos during the season that I'm looking forward to, because the chance will only be those many. Or let's say they'll at be best 5 or 6 games where there will be a situation like this where I can push him earlier. where I can push him all. Yeah, a lot of times they'll have a collapse also. I mean, in case of a collapse, I would want a Jadeja or a Mitchell to come and consolidate. Then anyway, he's coming down the order. A lot of the time, the top 4 will be so good that he's only left with 1 or 2 overs anyway. That also is done. It will be very few games. So out of those 14 games, if there are 4-5 games like today, there will only be, because you cannot replicate the exact situation. Like 4-5 games. In these 4-5 games, I want him to bat about 20 deliveries because he can make a difference. So if he does that, it's not necessary he gets 300 runs. If he gets me 30 or 15 in those 4 games are the only chances. How many are there? 120 runs only. But they could have been match winning 120 runs. That's what I'm saying. So no big, large macro number I'm looking at. I'm looking at his effectiveness.
So again, we've got to look at 2 things primarily. One is his fitness. I don't think he is fit at the moment 100% again, and there is some sort of a preservation logic to here to this as well, because they had to have him keep 20 overs today as well. So maybe and given the fact that there were singles that were denied last time around, the fact that he was seen with a with a nice pack over there, we know he's undergone a surgery last year. We also remember him saying that if I'm signing off, it'll be here and I'll take that call given how my body holds up. So I think he's not 100% fit to be lasting at the crease for that long. That is reason number 1.
No, but for that I have the counter. If that is the case, if he's not fit, please don't get him to keep for 20 overs. I have other options. I have wicket keeping options in my 11. Yeah. Yes, I have wicket keeping options in my 11. So I can get them to do the wicket keeping.
But who over here could have done this?
Ruturaj Gaikwad, the captain, can be a wicket keeper. He's been a wicket keeper.
But
Rizvi is, but again, can you play both of them together? Samir Rizvi, I think, is.
If he's not playing, it's another thing, no? That's why.
There is an Araveli Avanish, but he's never.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he's not 100% fit at that time, I'm going with the Ruturaj.
But again, my combination changes then. No, in this 11, I couldn't have.
I'm saying if he's fit enough to keep 20 overs and he's doing a fantastic job at that. Even now, by the way, the one thing I'm totally amazed with, because I was again seeing his lightning hand, this is a man who does not touch his bat or his wicket keeping gloves for 10 months of the year. Does not do, he himself has said, he does not do any drill, he does not do any sort of, SRH once in a while, like, a lot of other
players. Occasional, or they'll play the DY Patil T20 Cup or something like that. Nothing.
He plays tennis. He's doing nothing. Badminton, whatever else. And then suddenly he comes and he's so effective. So he's doing a great job. My point is, for a man who can even keep 2 spinners, squatting, getting up, all that, and doing it fantastically well. There is no, lack of movement or pace in that. He's doing well. So I don't think that should be a fitness issue. Also, I'm not expecting him to bat those many overs. I'm saying 15-20 balls. I'm sure he's fit enough to be doing that.
See, but fit enough to 15-20, we're just counting his balls. See, again, he's got to be taking singles and doubles for the other batter as well. So, but it adds. We don't know how workload works. We don't know how workload works at times.
I'm not too.
So that's partly the reason. That's partly the reason. Okay. Point number two, and this is where I think the numbers come in, because Mahendra Singh Dhoni's returns with the bat have been subsequently decreasing. You look at the last 4-5 years now, since 2020, you've not had a 250, forget 250, I think 200 is the maximum.
I said macro numbers, you can't look, he hardly bats any deliveries.
And I think his role is defined. What he does, let's say last year, I think it was under 100 runs, which came at a strike rate of about 180. Now, how many people can even get those 100 runs at that strike rate? I don't see.
Exactly. 180 strike rate, man.
Yes.
Amazing.
So
he can do it. So use that.
Exactly.
He has that skill. So Daryl Mitchell, Ravindra Jadeja don't have that skill.
Which is why Mahendra Singh Dhoni's role is so specialized that only he can do it. Correct. Only he in 10 balls can give me 18 runs.
Yes.
With that strike rate. And I'm expecting the same returns as I saw from him last year. But if I was to push Mahendra Singh Dhoni at 5 and bring Mitchell at 8, can I have...
You said 10 balls, right? You said 10 balls.
Yeah.
You said 10, that's his specialized.
Yeah.
So you have, when is it that he comes out to bat, Daryl Mitchell comes out to bat in the 16th over?
Yeah.
16th over, 24 balls left, 24 deliveries left, half of that you're going to be facing
12.
Well, so same thing. You're counting like, so come there, 12 balls, no? 3 balls, 12 balls difference. That's what I'm trying to say. I'll go by your logic that he has a specialized job of the whatever 10, 15 balls. So that those many balls were left. What is Daryl Mitchell going to give you that a Dhoni cannot? He would give you more with his explosiveness, but you didn't send him. That's what I'm saying. Don't be obsessed with his batting number. See the situation.
No, but
Even if, let's say, if the opening batters have batted till 16th over or 17th over, let's say they go with 16th over, my next best explosive batter is Shivam Dube, right? I'm not going to say that Dube only bats at 4. I won't send him at 3. I will send him 3 then. Boss, now there's not too many balls, you go. And then if he gets out, my next explosive batter is MS Dhoni. You go. That's what I'm saying. In situation wise, I think he's batting low. Again, 7 is fine for the day that they are losing consistent wickets. Not today. But you're fine.
But yes, I think
sure.
Going by the fact that I'm not expecting a bucket loads of runs from him every time, and like I said, last 4 years he's not even managed 200 runs every season. Last year was in fact 100, 22 I think was 200, and before that was again somewhere in the 100. So for somebody playing 8-10 innings, let's say, I'm not even, in fact, because they've won the finals as well, so they would have played a season of 16-17 games over the last 4 years, twice in fact. So for somebody who's not getting me those many runs, and I'm looking at a transition where his role is so specialized that I cannot have somebody else, and that puts the entire 11 awry. I want him to do that specialized role for me and not have him in a place which could actually then spoil my 11 for me and upset the apple cart.
Siddharth, you have the casting vote.
Okay. It's 5th April 2024, right? Okay.
Is it 5th? Or it'll be 6th?
It will be 6th. No, I just wanted to triple check the date and the year. Because what you guys were discussing, it seemed like I was stuck in a time warp of 2017. We are discussing as if MS Dhoni still has it in him to deliver those kind of epic knocks which you are all fantasizing at this point in time. I've used that word fantasizing. If we are reading too much into MS Dhoni's 37 that he hit against Delhi Capitals, are you kidding me? The game was done. MS Dhoni performs the best. He's the greatest when there's no pressure. And when the game is done and dusted.
No, even when there's pressure.
I'll take one side. I'll take offense to that statement.
When there's no pressure is wrong.
You were saying that he's been out of form for some time. I'll take that, okay? You were counting the date as 5th April 2024, right? That was your day that you've picked. What was the day of the Delhi game?
The Delhi game was about 3 days ago.
So whatever, 2nd April or 1st April, whichever. Remember that day where he did it.
Sure.
So it's funny that your statement comes exactly 3, whatever exact number of dates after a statement. Fine, I'll still take that. But you are saying that MS Dhoni performs only when there is no pressure.
That's not true, Siddharth.
Arguably the greatest performer in the history of the sport that we love to perform under pressure, and you say he just performs when there is no
When has he performed the last 4 to 5 years? When? He took it deep against Rajasthan Royals. What happened? We lost by 3 runs.
Last year.
Of course.
Sandeep Sharma over you.
Of course. His tried and tested.
But Siddharth, you will give some credit to. No.
He's trying to shove it down.
Wait, did he not smack the first 2 balls for 6s?
When? Against Mark Wood.
No, Sandeep Sharma only.
After he had missed, he then hit 1-6. He missed again, hit a 6.
But no, that time it was credit to the bowler. It doesn't mean that he will win every time. Even those 2 6s, any other batter.
Why are you playing him in the team? If he cannot do anything with the bat, you have optional wicket keepers. Why you have him in the team?
He should be glad he is now there as in the number 7 position. He should be glad. It is just the Dhoni aura factor that CSK are clinging on to. Let us be very brutally honest about it. He's not won new games with the bat for 4 to 5 years. It's just his captaincy that's won him games.
You also talking about chasing. Batting first would have been a different thing. I think he has still bigger hitting capabilities than a Jadeja or a Mitchell. There was no pressure or anything there.
All that is true. But that all was true until 2019. After
that was his last 400 run season, I remember.
That is it.
I can't look at the macro number.
I am looking.
He may not still have 300, but if he plays 3 fantastic 30-run knocks,
because we are conveniently cherry picking only the Delhi knock that he made.
Can he again and again give me that strike rate?
3 knocks
Even in fact, we'll have to cross check this, but I'm pretty certain the year before that, the 2022 season, I don't think his strike rate was close to 180, 85.
But my friend, last season, 2022 season, Ajinkya Rahane was batting at 180 strike rate.
2023.
2023.
That was the season when we just managed to avoid the
same thing, no? What happened there? I'm just talking about right now. That guy is in red hot form. He is hammered. Anrik Nokia, who everyone else.
But
in
Anrik,
that
this
match-
is also an Anrik
got
Nokia.
hit by even Riyan Parag.
Riyan-
No, but that was a previous game. I'm
Whatever,
saying in
but-
that game.
But
Achha, by the way, what do you're discounting Riyan Parag? I think बच्चे ने भी मारा. Riyan Parag has been outstanding.
Exactly.
So don't say, oh, Anrik Nokia is no great because even Riyan Parag.
Anrik's
is
not
Riyan
even a benchmark.
Riyan
And
Parag
Anrik-
right now in the form he is, he can hammer anybody.
Andrich Notia is not even a benchmark to be considered. See, that is what we are clutching on to
There he
straws at
is,
this
second
point.
in the orange cap.
Of course.
So he's hammered everyone.
And tomorrow he'll
not
go
just
past
Anrik.
Kohli also.
Yeah, so he's not.
Yeah.
Don't say, कि अरे Riyan Parag is also hitting him. So what is the big deal?
But I am only concerned about
Very
the
uncharitable.
bowler's name that you took.
Very uncharitable.
Andrich Notia is no Glenn McGrath or what Dale Steyn.
Sure, yeah.
Again-
By the way, Anrik Nokia probably would have done a little bit more in the IPL than Glenn McGrath. Okay,
course, of
overall.
course.
So why you just did a comparison?
And okay.
And I'm a
but
fan
this
of
is a-
McGrath. I'm a fan
This,
of.
but this is an Anrik Nokia that's not in the. Again,
Sure,
he's
but
had a
he's saying
long
overall,
injury
no?
layoff.
But
He was comparing it to
I'll
McGrath.
give credit to
Okay.
Andrich Notia for one thing. He showed that the Dhoni template was obsolete in 2020. That is the only thing I'll give credit to Andrich Notia for. Because until 2019, the world was awed by MS Dhoni.
I don't think you've seen that meme where Anrik Nokia in a podcast or something says about Dhoni, no, he cannot hit me. And
I know
boom,
that.
And boom, after that.
And what was the situation at that time? Game lost. Bindas. The only thing for MS Dhoni now is that he comes for 3-4 balls. The broadcasters can show the decibel level going up, and fans can just to see their moment. That's it. As far as his batting utility is concerned, you promote him to open, you promote him to 3 or 4.
But Chennai will not have. Again, it's a competitive league. It's a corporate league. There's so much money and everything riding on it. CSK will have Mahendra Singh Dhoni just for the optics of it. You're saying?
Of course.
No.
Of course.
He has more. No.
See, he'll
That I
be
don't
there in the
agree.
dugout. He'll be there in the dugout. You promote him to number 3 or number 4. Okay, Nikhil said he gets to bat an optimum of 15 balls. Out of that, he will defend 8-9. 6 balls, it's taking the game deep territory, he'll then attack.
That is a different situation, Siddharth. If he's chasing, he calculates it differently. Those are occasions where he'll run a ball because he believes that even if the required run rate goes till about 15, I can still chase it. So he calculates like that. Batting first, with so much batting left, if he's batting a bit higher, I don't think he's going to run a ball. He'll go for his shots. He may succeed, he may fail, but he'll go for it. And
But
he has better capability of hitting those shots than Jadeja.
If you promote a Dhoni of the order, it's a triple whammy. You are destroying Jadeja, you are destroying Mitchell.
The other reason why
Because you are making the bat even further out of position. But congratulations.
The situation demanded. If it's not, normally you get them to bat at that situation. You have to be flexible, no? That's what T20 cricket is.
Okay, I agree on the flexibility part, but that we are pegging it on MS Dhoni is totally false.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
It
I agree with that
Fair
part.
For
enough.
simple,
Your opinion.
Because
It's
Mahendra Singh Dhoni,
165.
I have no qualms in saying that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is not at the peak of his powers anymore. He's been a
Yes,
dwindling
but
force. He's a dwindling force. Let's accept it.
But
I want to
he's
cherish the time. Even for the 3 balls, I'm happy if he's giving me 2 boundaries
He's
or
more potent with the bat in that situation than a Mitchell and Jadeja.
But it doesn't come with a guarantee anymore.
Well, the guarantee to nobody gives. Yeah.
It doesn't-
Guarantee
See,
to Dubey also didn't give.
We
He had
are,
a rare failure last
see,
time.
let us not use the word guarantee. We are not in the business of selling pankhas or fans here, that we'll give a
Yeah.
guarantee or anything. But at this point in time,
Pankhas have guarantee? हमारे पंखा is making too much noise. I'll have to check.
so you have to, you gave me a guarantee. So that is why. Look, if you bat Dhoni up the order, you're committing harakiri. In the Chennai Super Kings lineup, where many guys are already in the middle order batting out of position, getting a Dhoni in there is only going to complicate matters even further.
Okay, fine. It was reason number 2 for me, but it has been vetoed by Siddharth and Harshit. So this does not count. Okay, now I'm moving to
No, it could be a reason.
No,
It's
for
just
me, not for you. Fine.
Huh.
Let's go to reason 3 because he already has warned us. We have a reason.
There's a 4th reason.
So we have to go a long way. Reason
Looking at
number.
every reason it's going, I'm soon about to forget my reason number 4.
That's fine.
Okay, let's try and hurry.
As the discussion
Reasons, we
progresses,
have
maybe
questions to
yes.
take. Yeah. Reason number 3 for me, which I pointed out even in the mid innings, is Chennai not getting their balance right. And it's not in hindsight, I'm saying it, even said it in the pre-show when the team was announced. At that time, you can check out a pre-show. People say, oh, fair weather analyst, in hindsight analyst, you'll see our result nahi hua, so you'll say. In the pre-show, I had said they're going a bowler short. That may surprise a lot of people considering they had 7 odd bowling options.
Today, yeah.
But as I said, a lot of them were part-time bowlers And the only reason I wanted them to go with another bowler because they can afford that luxury because of the batting that they had. More often than not, I think 9 games out of 10, they are not going to be using their entire batting prowess that they have. Batting till 9, they're never going to be utilized. So as Siddharth is saying, Darren Mitchell batting out of position, Dhoni, as I'm saying, not being utilized enough. This will be a constant debate with Chennai. Will always be there with the batting lineup that they pack in. So if that's going to be a debate, what you can really do is be a bit lighter on a batter. So if let's say you remove a Darren Mitchell from there, you're lighter on a batter, nobody batting out of position, everyone gets enough balls and gets chance to fulfill their role. And your batting does not suffer that much because as I said, there are still guys waiting in the wings who could have come. So go with a one less batter. What that does is opens up a space for one more bowler. Now you're going to be saying why 7 bowlers already there? Why? Because their right now bowlers, especially in this game, were not inspiring confidence in me. With a Tushar Deshpande and a Mukesh Chaudhary coming in, Tikshana is woefully out of form. Jadeja hasn't been in great form.
But
I'm just saying. But all I'm saying is that I think a Santner, if you were to ask me between a Ravindra Jadeja and a Mitchell Santner, if you ask me who's the best left arm spinner, I'm going Santner. I'm not saying it now, even ahead of the 50 over World Cup, I'd said he's a fantastic left arm spinner and a decent bat at that. So once you bring that, it's not that your batting will suffer, of course, not a proper batter, but you still have that cushion.
One more aspect, great fielder.
Yes, what it does is gives you that option. So if your 3-4 bowlers not having a good day, you go to that option. What happened today? See, today is a perfect case in point. You realize you needed to go to someone, right? What did you do? You gave a Rachin Ravindra also. What did he do? You would have never thought that he'll do
1 over 7.
1 over 3 runs. 1 over 3. So it came, because you reached in that situation when nothing was working. They're going all out, they're winning. I'm saying in a situation, and Moeen Ali, on many occasions, you wouldn't have given him 3 over. Today he did well, so you gave him another. I'm saying in that scheme of things, if you have a Santner, by removing a Darren, you have another option. You wouldn't have had to go to somebody else in that situation. You were saying that the spinners are useless anyway. They're not going to be doing well. It's it's your fast bowlers that have ruined it for you today. It's your spinners who've stepped up. So if you added another spinner, who knows? I'm not saying he would have been successful, he wins you a match, but I'm saying your stronger bit is your batting pack. So make that to get the balance in. Your bowling is suffering, especially 2 bowlers out. Bring in a bowler, balance it out. It gives you another option. Who knows, in a day like today, he picks up 2-3 wickets, gives you an option. It doesn't, okay. Your batting still hasn't suffered. So their balance, not for now, even going forward, they need to get their balance right. Somehow you bring in, I think Darren Mitchell will always be underutilized. You can utilize a Santner more with the ball, especially with Jadeja out of form. So that's my reason number 3. Siddharth's turn this time.
We start with Siddharth this time.
See, there is a problem of plenty, and that problem is not a good problem. You see, problem of plenty is sometimes a very good problem.
Good headache.
Good headache to have.
But in the case of CSK, it's like too many cooks spoiling the broth. Where are you going to fit all of them, and how will they be utilized? And if it was a Dhoni, he might have found a way. But this is a new captain that we're talking about, Rituraj.
But Dhoni is there.
Well,
you don't think he has a say?
He might have a say.
Then he'll sort it out.
He might sort of, but in the 2 games...
He was setting fields today, I was watching.
Yeah.
He was. And why is that even a surprise?
So you only said if Dhoni was there, he would have sorted out. But Dhoni is there.
But see, team selection matters. Rituraj, you take the decision. As he said, Rituraj Gaikwad
Rituraj could be in consultation with him. Just advice.
Rituraj Gaikwad has come out only for the toss, whether to call head or tail. And after that, MS Dhoni will set the field.
No, that's not happening. That's not happening.
That was the meme
today.
Yeah, but he's been making bowling changes.
Why are we quoting memes here, yaar?
I mean, that's the meme that...
But memes say very nasty things about Hardik Pandya. Do we quote that?
No, but then, here it was a funny meme. It was a funny meme at this point.
But what's the
But
point?
anyway, if MS Dhoni is accused of white-anting Rituraj Gaikwad...
Even Pawan can't hold his laughter. You quoting memes here.
What is the big deal? MS Dhoni will forever be the eternal leader of Chennai Super Kings, even when he's in the dugout.
No, but it's not happening anymore.
Now, let's get back to the bowling bit. Okay? Who are the other bowlers that you have at your disposal? Okay? Today you wanted a like for like. You wanted matchups. You got a Mukesh Chaudhary instead of a Mustafizur. Are you kidding me?
But what are your options?
He said like for like.
No, but what are your options? You look at that bench. There is Rajvardhan Hangargekar.
Yes.
And who else? Look at that bench.
Shardul.
Okay.
For 4.4 crores, you made Shardul Thakur on the bench.
Okay. And?
You wanted the best bowlers, right?
But Shardul's anyway not been playing. No, he doesn't play for the Indian team when you need an all-rounder. Here also he's not been playing.
No, but he's in the scheme of things. He's there and thereabout.
But
He keeps coming back.
But when any individual,
And he's a good player, yeah, whatever.
I'm not dissing him for
when
whatever
he comes
player
to
he is.
Chennai Super Kings, doesn't his career get an automatic revival? This time, oh, Chennai Super Kings, no, you sit on the bench and give the others a chance. For all the years that when Chennai Super Kings never gave other individuals a chance, Shardul Thakur, an established bowler,
See, he's also victim of the impact player rule as well.
Okay.
So, but that should actually allow him to be available. I know
No,
that
but all-rounders are
suffer.
taking, are going out of the equation. He's not as good an all-rounder, let's say a Hardik Pandya, that...
See,
But I agree that right now, it's in hindsight you're saying that you would have gone with Mukesh Chaudhary, right?
I definitely would have. He was the same guy we were celebrating 2 years back. Yes, he sat out in Siddharth, but again, when we talk about India's Arsenal, when we talk about the next generation, will he not fit in as far as the next 5 bowlers are concerned?
no.
How not?
Because for one simple reason, Mukesh Chaudhary in 2022 at least we did a domestic.
You were, until very recently, we were putting the likes of Avesh Khan, Prasidh Krishna, Mukesh Chaudhary, then Avesh Khan, beg your pardon, Mohsin Khan. Then were you not looking at these guys as the
Mukesh Chaudhary never
guys of the
because
future?
What happened?
He was definitely.
No.
He
See,
may
Anil
have.
was there at one
He
point.
may have sat out last year, but everyone was very
He
impressed
didn't
with
sit
him.
down the last year. He was injured.
Yeah, exactly. Sat out because of injury.
it was a big
But
injury.
he left a mark with his bowling, the bounce and everything. Left arm bowler,
Okay, that's
rare
not the
commodity.
So, what my thing is, if your bowling composition with the amount of space, see Santner, they seem to be hell bent on the fact that if a Jadeja plays, a Santner can't play. They
Yes.
seem to be hell bent on that.
But that's
Why
been for a
don't
few
they have
years.
the same logic for leg spinners. So many teams used to play two leg spinners.
leg-
Why can't you play two left arms?
Exactly. Why not? See, this time Chennai Super Kings' lack of flexibility in both the batting and the bowling is continuing to hurt them.
But
But-
India have played Jadeja and Akshar together.
Yes, exactly.
But
And in 2022,
CSK not going with Santner is nothing new. And
but
you
they
still
did
were.
play in 2022 with Santner and
But you
Jadeja.
still won titles, right? You won last year. Again, Santner was underutilized or not utilized at all.
But here, this is where your lack of flexibility is coming in. Here, I would argue, okay, Fizz going was a stroke of bad luck.
Okay.
That you can't help it.
Yes.
But you needed to get the best bowler that was there, and don't tell me.
And
that
who would that have been?
No, but I have forgotten. Have you agreed with reason 3 or not?
I have agreed with
Oh, it's
reason
agreed.
3.
Ah.
I have agreed
That
to
there should have been another bowler.
No, the balance. They can
Balance.
get rid of a batter.
No, but he's saying quality of bowling.
No, but he's agreed on that. No, it's his.
I have agreed upon it, but see, quality of bowling that is related to this, batter and all those kind of things. Look, from number 6 to number 8.
Who would you have taken out then of this bowling attack? Or you would have.
I would have not played Mukesh Chaudhary at all.
Okay.
I would have played a Shardul. Because two more factors. Who are your openers in the SRH camp? Left-handers. And Mukesh Chaudhary, woefully short of rhythm, woefully short of confidence.
How many-
For 1.5 years he's not played.
Yeah.
And you suddenly give him the first over. And
But that's what he used to do earlier as well, right?
if
Bowl
there
with the
is-
new ball.
But again, that need totally got eliminated.
And how many
One
times is he going to have the kind of over that he had today? 27 runs. And those were, I would say, half of those runs were gifted by him because this was just poor bowling and he was out of rhythm.
But I'm saying we're spending too much time on Mukesh Chaudhary. He's not the reason they've lost, right?
He's not, it's a poor handling of the bowling composition that is there.
Okay.
That is the one main reason, and I agree. Because see, when did Thikshana bowl? Thikshana is a
So
power play.
that comes, that's down to captaincy then.
Yes.
That could be your fourth reason perhaps.
Fourth
No,
reason.
wait, don't do it.
Fourth reason. See, captaincy is linked to this. Captaincy is linked to this. You have the resources at it, you're not using them well. It's very simple. Thikshana is a power play and a death overs bowler. Mukesh Chaudhary, I would have played a Shardul Thakur.
But,
Okay, that's.
okay.
It's his decision. Your turn. Now,
So
if
you're
you
saying-
disagree with everything he has said, I have said everything. Now you're
Yeah, it's a mix because I don't completely agree with you. Neither do I wholly agree with Siddharth.
But we're the same thing. No, the reason I'm repeating.
No,
the reason
I get your pertinent pointed point over there, but Siddharth's is a bit of a muddle over here. I don't quite seem very convinced with his argument today.
First answer, reason number 3, as I said, balance, right? I would have gone with another bowler.
I don't think on the day CSK lost the match because of the composition of the 11. I don't think that's the reason. They lost. I think the match was lost more with the bat than with the ball, because when I look at this bowling attack, it was almost the same bowling attack that won me the title also last year. If Tushar Deshpande, somebody we're going to criticize this year, is the same Tushar Deshpande who gave 16 runs in extras also and everything, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni had to chide him off 10 times last year. We saw all of that. It's the same inconsistencies we are seeing with the young bowling attack this time around as well. By the way, even a Patirana was expensive last year many a times in terms of his consistency. On the day though, I think it's...
Was he? Patirana?
Yes. Patirana with his extras.
About 7-8 runs.
With extras, he would...
But he would take wickets. He's a wicket taker.
Wicket taking, but extras. I'm just sticking on to the fact.
Tushar Deshpande and Patirana, yes, they were a close contest in that.
They were a close contest in terms of being inconsistent and being disciplined.
Extras.
Yes. So,
but Patirana.
But today, looking at how many options, both with the bat and with the ball as well, I had 7 options today, and I don't quite think today it was just a case of them having a beleaguered bowling attack, a weakened bowling attack, not the wrong bowling attack. They didn't have enough runs to protect. You will not always see a Mukesh Chaudhary concede 27 overs and not bowl at all in the entire match. Is again a rarity. It will not happen again and again. He is and has been a match winner in the past for CSK. So I expect this to be a good bowling attack. I don't see anything wrong over here. 7 options I have. I don't think I need any of these bowlers. Maybe a Moeen Ali could go out and I can have somebody else over there. But otherwise, even with 6, I am happy. Having a 7th is a luxury in this 11 also.
No, but I'm not saying that that most teams would die for having so many bowling options. But I'm saying because of the number of all-rounders they have, if they can afford the luxury of having another bowler without really compromising their batting, because batting is never being used that much, go for it. Why not? On normal circumstances, if your batting was not doing well in that sense, and your batting was finishing at 7 and they were never being utilized, and you had the fear on a day of a collapse, what are you going to do? Then it's fine. Then don't go for another bowler. These many options are enough. But on days where even if you have a collapse, you have such a long batting line, I'm never going to be utilized. Might as well go with another bowler. Who knows when he can be utilized? Bowlers can be given 1-1, 2-2 overs. 1 over, 2 over by a bowler changes the game. Keep that option. Don't use him, fine. You don't need it in batting. Anyway, so that's 2:1. Reason number 3. 2 have agreed, 1 have not. You do let us know in the comment section what you think are your reasons. Reason number 4, I have not listed it. We'll get to Siddharth's reason number 5, but we had said it right at the start, was them not having 2 of their good bowlers in Patirana injured and Mustafizur going. Having said that, they also lost the last game without those 2 bowlers. With those 2 bowlers being there. Yeah. That's also not a necessarily a guaranteed thing that if they are there, they win. But of course, them not being there would have dented their chance. Reason 5.
Reason 5, Ruturaj exhibit
captaincy.
Which you briefly mentioned.
Yes. For me as well, again, that's one reason I had in mind. Barring
another reason, okay.
Yeah.
And see,
this is poor captaincy. If I may go first, I'm sorry to cut you short there, Siddharth. I think he was not spot on. We held Hardik Pandya guilty of utilizing or bringing in somebody like Jasprit Bumrah too late in the power play. Today as well, I think Gaikwad allowed the game to drift away. Thikshana should have been your go-to bowler along with Deepak Chair in the power play. This was either being brave or trying something new, but perhaps happened at the wrong time for CSK, given that you lost the previous game already. So I wasn't quite inspired with that or happy with that particular move.
And also getting in a Moeen Ali. I mean, sorry for his feet.
But that could not just be his decision. I think it's a think tank.
Travis Head on 0. He dropped him on 0. You need good fielding, and whenever CSK
that is something
fielding,
nobody can predict, na Siddharth.
No, but then whenever CSK
you can question tactically why he was there.
No, that's the thing. Why he was there? Because see, he can't go out on the outfield. He's a slow mover in that sense. Okay. Whenever CSK have had trouble in any IPL edition, it's been due to poor fielding. Just see 2022. How woeful CSK's catching was. When they dropped catches, that itself should have been a precedent. Like, okay, please get in some fresh faces, get in some young bloods. Now the dad's army novelty is gone. For 5 years you've lived on that. 2024 is the time when it's a new transition phase. And Rituraj, I think captaincy is also impacting his batting. Because so far in the 4 games, he's not looked the part. And I'm fearful that he may get bogged down. He's not giving me those confident vibes at this point in time. Whether he can manage everything. Bowling consistency. He allowed the field in the Delhi Capitals game. He allowed the lengths to be so full. The bowlers over pitch, fielders were all over the place. They milked so many runs in the death overs. Rishabh Pant will testify to that. Here, the wrong bowling options. Mukesh Chaudhary, why not a Thikshana? You brought in a Thikshana for the power play and death overs.
Missed a trick there.
Okay, he was hamstrung by Mustafa, has not been there. He was hamstrung by Patina, not been there. But he had to make do with whatever was there. And then
The only concession I will give to Ruturaj Gaikwad over it, even though as captain the buck stops on him, but what happens most of the times is again things at the top and at the end of an innings, let's say, I think for most teams it's just sort of, and it's not always the captain, these things are pre-decided even before the match starts. It's the think tank that always gets together, takes these decisions because
good captain is taking
captaincy
on the fly.
So but again I'm saying first 6 overs almost happen on autopilot. You know what the template is. Yes, Jasprit Bumrah, if he has to bowl the second over, he is. If Deepak.
But then we've criticized them when they've gone with autopilot. Look at. Sometimes, I agree, sometimes they are.
In most cases, I feel first 6 overs at least, where your captaincy really comes into play, death. In middle overs, when there's a partnership going, you need something new.
With no Conway now, he has to lead from the front even with the bat. I'm sorry, a 130 strike rate as an opener in an era when power plays are going to determine how your team is going to dictate the course of the match.
And not even enough runs.
Yeah. Okay, so we've listed 5 reasons. Let's also turn our attention to SRH, the team that's won. Spend enough time talking about CSK before we take their questions. By the way, if it's going to be a middle season or as we've identified, quarter season slump, what about SRH? Not having a bad season.
Inconsistent, but yes.
No, but compared to what they did last season, this is outstanding. Yeah. Outstanding things coming together. They've changed their management, and I think the change in captaincy works. They're looking far more mature, far more sorted in that sense, in the way that they're approaching games. And I'd say that finally playing the kind of cricket that when you look at the team on paper should be played.
Yeah.
That's exactly what was the case last season. You looked at the team, looked good, but just did not match up to exactly how they performed. So good on the SRH team to be playing what they're looking on paper. Abhishek Sharma.
Yeah, sincere request to the management, please prepare black soil pitches. Because Pat Cummins loves black soil, he loves to predict.
They won in the red soil also, the highest ever score. They don't care.
I think the one difference I see in SRH of this year is I think they've identified what their strength is. They've been a confused unit over the last few years, I've felt this time around, and it's their batting, their bowling given...
But they had pretty much the same batting like a Markram, like an Abhishek Sharma, like a Klaassen, all of them were there, just not firing.
But see, again the identification also being that, yes, Abhishek, and I think the identification and realization of the fact that aggression does suit so many of these batters. So it's becoming a philosophy now. If 277, even they would have known that they didn't have 277, that they didn't have the bowling, let's say, which would have given them a huge victory, which is why they went going with the bat. They've scored 200. I think they have got the most 200 plus runs in IPL. I think
they've got 2 out of 4.
Not all teams have scored, I think, or even
KKR have got 2.
First match
2 and 208.
272. Yeah. So again, top bracket in this tournament and whatever 17-18 games that we've seen so far. So they've realized their firepower. They know what their strength is.
And by the way, in their bowling, Natarajan, I didn't think much of him, saying he doesn't play consistent cricket now. Also aging in that sense, but has been rather good.
I mean, the last time SRH won the title in 2016, a right-hander and a left-handed bowler really teamed up well. Bhuvi and Nattu. Man, if they can deliver on a consistent basis, then bowling suddenly looks a whole lot different. Yes, it can hide the weak underbelly that is in both the batting and the bowling, because the Indian backup talent in the bowling is not inspiring.
Although Abhishek Sharma, now bowling also a bit.
But he does. I mean, he was not
No, they were not utilized. But now they have a left arm spinner as coach, so would have picked up a trick or two from him.
Dan the man.
Dan the
I mean,
man.
Damn the man.
of
Taught him what to
course.
do.
So, see, SRH and even the batting, I mean, if you look at it today, the Indian batting contingent does struggle. It's only driven, like how SRH was driven in 2016, by a certain David Warner. This time, the likes of a Markram are there,
Head.
a Klaasen and a Head are there. But the difference maker is Abhishek Sharma.
Abhishek Sharma.
4 games, he's given you starts, he's torn the bowling apart.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure his strike rate will be somewhere in the high 190s.
You're
By
right.
the way, Pat Cummins also.
The captain.
With the ball,
Yeah.
one is captaincy, and Pat Cummins initially had been rather expensive in his previous stints in the IPL.
Yeah.
Could be very expensive, but I think Pat Cummins also this season very controlled, very controlled as a different role. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, as I said, mixed bag of a season. Certain games have been good, but I think overall I'd be happy with Bhuvneshwar overall in
And
this season.
we could see the second coming of Jaydev Unadkat.
Yeah, Unadkat too.
For 2 out of 3 games now,
Yeah.
7.2, and his over also in that game versus Mumbai changed the entire course of the game.
Though I feel 3 runs should be added to his
Well, yeah,
tally
that
over
last
there
ball-
because that was a very poor effort in the
I
field.
know.
That last ball.
Sval de de. Pawan, let's get down to it. Okay, let's start. Karthik K from the US.
Huh.
Did CSK lose to PSL team? SRH not credited enough.
We
But we
just
get
credited.
credited now.
And he's totally in a way of asking his question smartly as this PSL teams also.
For me, Karthik K will always be known as KJU.
Oh, yeah.
Karthik K, आज से तुम्हारा नाम है KJU.
What's that?
Kim Jong.
Kim Jong Un.
Just to save up on, I don't know, character thing or something, KJU, you're like, what Gen Z millennial word is this?
KJU.
Kim Jong Un. Karthik K, you're now KJU for us. Suryansh Sharma is like saying, CSK first win came against a minnow, ouch, and GT had the worst day. Not kidding.
Minnow.
Against the big boys, DC, SRH, they got exposed. They have a great team, but intent
He's
misses.
called DC Big Boy.
Even
And
I
he's
won't
got-
call
and
DC
he's-
big boys right
and
now.
he's
Suryansh?
called RCB Minnows. Oh, boy.
Suryansh, please tell me in the next super chat that DC bit was sarcasm. Please. Please. If you can call.
He doesn't object to RCB being called minnows.
That we agree. Yet that's them to win every game.
I back them to win every game. So,
Siddharth, yaar.
I mean, why not?
But I think that
No,
intent
this
is
is
missing.
not-
I agree. But CSK is clearly a top 4 team for me. Not changing that.
Yeah.
Very good team.
Okay, Mr. Shekhar GTN is going after you for no reason.
Let him read. Let him read.
Yeah.
He says, Harshit, my friend, why did you put that fraud Jaddu Blitz with 130 strike rate as your mid-innings title? Okay, that had nothing to do with me,
Yeah,
firstly.
exactly.
Who put that?
What I
I
read.
mean, when he was
But-
going guns, so at that time it all changed.
But anyhow,
I agree with him. Who put it?
I did it. So why you are targeting Harshit?
The
anyhow,
whole debate was about Jaddu not pulling
let's
his weight and you put a blitz.
Well, for his
So,
standard
blame
it was, yeah.
Harshit had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's me. यार, Mr. Shekhar, मुझसे बात करो. Not
anyhow,
Harshit.
he later on says that what has he done in T20 is yet you are hell bent on having the so-called asset which is fielding in the World Cup squad.
Ouch, he really is on a mean streak. But okay, Mr. Shekhar, 10 of 2.
See, there is
23 final.
there is reason to question Ravindra Jadeja at the moment. Let's face it, with the bat especially, the troubles for Jadeja have been compounded this year. I would say his numbers don't make for a good reading.
But get him into the final, he'll be a match winner. That was the only time he contributed in 2023.
But
Please.
you have to reach the final.
Yeah.
You lose in the semis, na?
You lose in eliminator or qualifier too. Let's see. But see, Jadeja's 10 of 2 washed away all the past wrongdoings in the 10 years that happened. He won CSK the title, and look at the emotion, man. MS Dhoni was so emotional. The ice
was
man.
not.
He was.
Did he look Jadeja
Yeah.
with that dodgy
Yeah.
knee of his? Which
Yeah.
aggravated the
But at
situation
that
even
time
more.
when the game was happening.
Oh, he was a Zen monk.
Ah.
Then though
Stoic.
the broadcaster with that glitch made everyone feel that Dhoni had his eyes shut and he was praying.
The 3-day final. How can you forget that, Mr. Shekhar?
Okay, move on. Sarthak Arya.
After Dhoni's retirement, the condition will be worse. Only he has the talent to bring the best out of CSK's average players. Sarthak Arya, not just now, for 2 years.
You know, it's interesting because I look at the situation as you know, just 10 years back, the kind of squad that Manchester United had back in the day, it was the writing on the wall that, you know, Sir Alex Ferguson's retiring and this is a shrinking ship. You had won the last title with somebody like a Tom Cleverley. Nobody knows where he is right now. He went to places like Watford and all of that. So that's the kind of squad that only a Ferguson could have won the title with. So CSK of today remind me of what Man United were 10 years back.
CSK's team is pretty good, yeah. It's a good team.
Only Mahendra Singh Dhoni could have won the title last year with a Tushar Deshpande, as raw as he was.
It looked like it was still
No. It was
Top four, but not a title.
not a title winning team. Only this was an MS
The
special
other
we
bigger
saw last year.
miracle, utilizing Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur in the overs of 2020.
Reviving the career of somebody like a Shivam Dubey. Who else could have done
He has
that?
the heart. Completely. Yes.
I mean, come on, Shane Watson. He was woeful in RCB. He became a clutch player in CSK. Enough said about him. Vishal Panchal from the US. Batting was let down, but so was fast bowling of CSK. Yes. Shardul wouldn't have done worse than Mukesh. Shardul does have a knack of taking wickets. I told you, a 1 over of 27 is far worse than 3 wickets for 30 in 3 overs. He at least has taken 3 wickets. That's what you get with the Shardul. And because of that, yes, blood pressure increases, but there's also nostalgia towards the end of the
So you think the nostalgia overpowers the blood pressure troubles?
For 19.5 overs, you are under severe blood pressure. When the match is won, thank God, it comes down. Saurav Mukherjee, please take this.
Where he says that this loss is proved by BCCI. Okay, can't take that. He says that CSK against strong team away from home. No way BCCI can swallow. Okay. Big,
Unfair.
questions being.
I don't subscribe to this view at all, and I can't take this because this is demeaning the sport and the league that
and putting into question the existence of it. Then
Too many conspiracy Area 51 theories here at this point.
Area 51. I don't know.
Shivanshu, Sid is right. Too much credit to MS the Bat due to nostalgia. Yeah, as I said, that's why I double checked the time and the year that we are in.
Talking about time, we have reached 6th of April. So quickly.
Yes. Vishal Panchal, any update in Devon Conway? Vishal Panchal is going to come only in May first week. Because his thumb surgery is meant 8 weeks out on the sidelines. And that's why May first week. Karthik K. Sid bro, I knew it. KJU, that is why. Sid bro, there's a character limit for super chat. Agreed. That's why you will be known as KJU.
got you.
Not GUJ.
JJU.
He's a TAMIL.
JJU.
He's a TAMIL, not a GUJJU.
Okay, Jay Patel says, would love to host dugout in my backyard. Anyone traveling to US for the World T20? Jay Patel from New Jersey, US. We don't know 100%, but yeah, surely someone would be traveling. Jay, get in touch with our team. We'll let you know. And then, yeah, we'll do the dugout from his...
But you will be there, you'll be here, no?
Well, I don't know. So what? I can join you remotely.
Yeah.
I know, that's why.
Well,
That's what I suggested. You'll be there. Remotely, you'll join us from Jay Patel's.
If I'm there, I'm not sure. Okay.
Bappaditya Karan.
Okay, one by one, yeah.
Few years back, he bet Mumbai single-handedly in qualifier.
He didn't bet them.
Okay, he beat
That's
Mumbai.
Totally different thing. You're going Saurav Mukherjee's way.
I know, I'm going Saurav. Oh yes. Few years back, he beat Mumbai single-handedly in qualifier and took CSK ahead in the tournament. Can't write Dhoni off just like that from Seattle. Yes, Bappaditya. But again, that's nostalgia.
Okay, leave it. Let's take more. There are lots of questions. Mayank Madan is saying, can we expect content on big football games? United Chelsea was crazy last night. Champions League knockouts and El Clasico are coming. I know, but these guys, the football, we'll give all the football example. Him and Shane on the show. Every day give examples, but we'll never do anything.
But Mayank Madan, there is an El Clasico coming up on April 19th. Not that El Clasico.
That's fake El Clasico.
I wanted this reaction. Yes.
Do not.
And I didn't want to be reminded about the game
Do
last
not.
night.
I know, he's in depression. Shane's been having the wood over him for 2 days.
2 days back to back now.
DC versus KKR. Not just KKR hammering DC, but 272.
Yesterday night was a proper heist.
Superpower DC. This is where I have an objection.
Okay, Shubham Gar says, funny, after second CSK match, Siddharth was boasting about CSK being too strong. Shardul is out. Tushar Mukesh above Shardul. shows where Shardul stands as T20 player.
I mean, it is funny.
Done a topi ghumao. He's saying.
I haven't done a topi guma. I still maintain they can make it to the top 4. And CSK, as always, they'll have those roller coaster like rides in the quarter, mid-season in that sense, but they still make it to the top 4. But today the criticism is you are absolutely hammered. Let us make no bones about it. You lose by 11 balls to spare 6 wicket. It's a hammering. Let us be very honest about it. And so strong, Shardul is out. Tushar and Mukesh is above Shardul. Man, I feel sad to be like Shardul Thakur at this point. Divyang, will/can any IPL team go invincibles like Arsenal did? Plus, Harshit, don't talk about Manchester United after last
He's a Chelsea fan, clearly. Look at that wink. Look at that wink.
But Divyang, no, I don't think any IPL
No, but
team.
it's not that Arsenal were undefeated.
They were.
Yes.
Were they undefeated?
2003.
Yes.
Undefeated. The invincible.
They
team,
were.
the Thierry Henry.
Yeah, 49.
And
right?
Patrick Vieira team.
Yeah. Yes.
49 matches. You know which team then didn't allow them to hit 50?
Manchester United.
Yes. I think the one team that came close to matching the Invincibles was Mumbai 2020. Mumbai Indians. They were really invincible at that point. So, yeah.
Karthik, please come to the US but don't bring
Wow. Poor KL Rahul here, Karthik. KJU. What did he do to you?
Okay, on that note, it's 6th of April now.
It is.
5th of April is the date you want to remember, 6th of April.
Yes.
Thank you for your company.
And it's the battle of the triple R's tomorrow. Rajasthan
Triple Rs.
And Royal Challengers Bengaluru from the Sawai Man Singh in Jaipur.
Okay, see you tomorrow then. For the
Mentally.
moment, take care. Have a good weekend. And good night. Shubh Ratri.
Yeah,
Shabba
It's
Khair
weekend. Didn't realize.
from all of us.
Yeah.
And eat your vegetables.
And don't trouble your mother.
Bye bye.